Alright, so hey old numbers, hope you're doing well. Now in today's video, finally got the new patch notes and looky here, new mono and EASTIN. Now, before we get into anything, yes, this is a new EASTIN, so new costumes, all the sort, new, ultimate, but this is the same mono as before, so do get to keep all your costumes and whatnot, and she does still have the same crappy bleed ultimate, but would I recommend summoning on this banner? This banner is the biggest skip. I mean, especially with the Festival Gotha being like the next summonable unit for global, and with all the fact that, we have like the slime collab coming out and all the sort, it is just not a good banner. And with the fact that, it is a 7 catastrophe banner, the other units are going to be stuff like, your green Valenti and like other units like that. I mean, very well you could get the Mark II Valenti on the banner, which is a good pick, and like the red Camilla can be good for one of the guild bosses, but other than that, not a whole lot of use. I mean, 600 gems as well, when like, an extra 300, 900 gems and you can guarantee yourself Festival Gotha is not the greatest. But jumping over to the characters here, Blade in the Dark, mono. Passive is just a copy and paste of one of the Attack on Titan characters, but nerfed. So if we read it, if allies in battle are all 7 catastrophes, when allies receive damage from attack skills, increase all of the hero stats by 3%. So if it wasn't this had this 7 catastrophes restriction on it, it would be a fairly good, it's a good passive, but they're just forcing us to run this team, full 7 catastrophes team, and that's really the idea of both of these units. Now, don't get me wrong, mono is still a really good unit, definitely a fun unit to run in PvP, but when it comes to green DPS, you're definitely better off running something like Assault Melee or even the new Brunhard. If you are tossing up between these two banners, I definitely recommend summoning on the one that's out at the moment with Brunhard, mainly just cause Brunhard has all that use on the bird, and the Ragnarok DN is also a fairly good counter for any Margaret team basically. So reading over a first card here, inflicts spike, eat damage equal to 160% on one enemy. Same card I believe as Jericho, increasing the crit damage. And the second card here, inflicts severed damage equal to 120% of attack on all enemies. Same one as the Sariel. So, I mean, fairly good build. She's definitely a lot better than the EASTIN. The EASTIN looks very good on paper, but just in play, with the fact that Margaret's the meta at the moment, probably wasn't the best time for it. Release her an update or 2 updates before EASTIN, she would have been absolutely great. But yeah, once again, looking at the ultimate here, inflicts damage equal to 455% of attack on one enemy, makes target bleed for 2 turns. If this was a new mono, I definitely feel as if they wouldn't have given her the bleed effect. Just outdated. Same with shock and explosion, all that. They're really just not the best. But enough of the mono here. Empress of the Sea, EASTIN. Now, passive, once again, going with the whole 7 catastrophe theme, reduces damage taken for 7 catastrophe, allies by 3% for every ultimate gauge orb in battle. Now, the fact that this is in battle means it is also for your enemies, so in PvP. If your opponent has, max ult gauge in all 3 of their characters, that is a lot of, a ton of damage reduction, but for 7 catastrophe units. I could definitely see this being a lot better in PvE, but once again, it still has to be the 7 catastrophe units, unless they release a final boss where, you're restricted to using 7 catastrophe units, or something like that. It's not the greatest, really. Unless, they release some crazy good unit that just completely buffs the team and pushes it into the meta. Probably not the best of passive, but first card here is the same ult gauge card as the green Merlin. Inflicts damage and depletes one ult gauge that goes up to 3. And the second card here, which is the whole real wow factor of her, inflicts damage equal to 140% on all enemies, applies oxidation on the enemy for 1 turn. Oxidation, rank down enemy skills at the end of the enemy's turn. For every skill rank down, inflicts damage equal to 10% of HP. Now, why is this bad at the moment? If you guys know what Margaret does, she has her Breath of Blessed card, which is the best buff card in the game, probably the best card in the game at the moment. Even at level 1, it has a cleanse effect, so this effect right here is just absolutely useless. You can just spam that. Even the level 1, you have a level 3 buff off, just use it for the cleansing, get rid of it. You don't really have to worry about it a lot, but for the ultimate here, inflicts flood damage equal to 560% on one enemy. The flood ultimates are very strong. If you guys have used Sigurd, even at 1/6, it can end up one-tapping a lot of units. So, both really fun units. I'm definitely a fan of some of the costumes EASTIN got, but jumping back over to the patch notes here, I find it real funny that they don't give us the banners right off the bat. Like usually on the day, like whilst the maintenance is up, they give us a second patch notes and go like in more depth with things. But 10 free tickets, which is always nice. You usually have to complete like those daily missions, like the login 3 times and whatnot. So you probably get that around like the second or third day. New 7 catastrophes event, world quests and stuff. Not too sure if this will be a rerun or a new one. Bingo event, growth event, and cheering event. Now, I do believe they are bringing back some of like the bosses, like the Mark II Valenti boss and all of that. And I do believe they're giving us an EASTIN one as well. So I'll definitely do a guide on that when it comes out. But basically everything that's just coming out here. Event artifact will be added as well, which I believe they talk about down here somewhere. Other than that, I mean, these battle events aren't really much crazy. I mean, it's maybe for new players, you know, being able to get that easy level 5 chalice is super good, but it's kind of stuffy brush. I mean, I still do it just for the fact that, you know, you can get gems at the end of the day out of it, but it's whatever. New EASTIN costumes here, both of them, in my opinion, are absolutely sick. I'm a little more of a fan of this white one, but it's whatever. New ticket bundle, same as, you know, anytime we get the ticket bundles, same amount of tickets and whatnot, and new anvil bundles. Depending on how pricey that is a very good bundle. Personally at the moment, I'm just not like in need of anvils. I mean, if they could give us Super Awakening bundles, I would 100% be on that, but more gems, I mean, I'll definitely do the 1 rotation on this banner just to be able to play the units on one. I mean, if I have to go extra, if I get really unlucky and like have to go extra, I will do so, but ticket bundles here, and here we go, the new artifacts. Now, this first one, of course, it being one where you need 5 cards, does go up to level 5. It also gives the locations here, so all of these are free to play, which is really nice. I'm actually getting fairly close to finishing. It's mainly just like the SSR and UR cards I'm missing, but increase all stats of 7 catastrophe allies by 5% and not restricted for like PvP or anything, which is really nice. Only thing though with that is getting artifact sets to level 5 is the biggest pain. Like the amount of resources you need, once you get to 3, it just gets so extremely difficult. This one here being a 3 card set, you'll only need to go for the 3. This set right here is actually extremely good. Get it from the bingo event. Recovers 2% of max HP at the start of ally's turn when taking damage. So kind of like a nerfed version of the 5-piece set, the Druid one. Once again, for the same use of the Druid one, could be very good in the Hasvelga's Nest event. I mean, I personally use the one you got from Ragnarok, like the boosting single target damage, mainly because, you know, I just run the Brunhilde team and I have her, but if you don't want to run that one or you find yourself dying a lot more, definitely could run this one instead, once again, because it's a 3-piece set, heaps easier to upgrade. But I mean, I'm a fan that they're adding these. I hope we do get some more, like, you know, UR ones soon. I'd definitely like to see like another big update where they release a whole bunch of new artifact cards. But coming down here, the new Holy Relics. Now, just looking at the characters here, I mean, the only ones of concern really, and like the only characters you're really looking at, are probably the 2 Escanors. I mean, the best looking, like, none of them here are like extreme, like, there are some that are really good, but nothing that's like extremely broken that we've like, you know, got at the moment. But the one for Escanor here, the 1 Escanor, personally the relic should have been swapped out. The way it actually looks with this Escanor, the big flaming axe just doesn't fit. Like maybe giving it to like something like Assault Melee or Festival Zeldris where they actually have those like magma skins would make a lot more sense, but at the moment it just stands out way too much. Maybe if Escanor gets like a skin for Halloween, could be really cool, but even just the effect on it, the hero ignores 30% of enemies' defense when using skills in PvP, and it applies before the skill, which was expected. It's just not good. Like, if this, however, were 30% defense related stats, ignoring resistance, crit defense, crit resistance, defense itself, it would be insane. Escanor would be probably the best unit in the game again. Just, it would be way too broken. I feel the only reason they made it this bad is because they pushed it out so early. Like, I feel as if though, as we go on, the Holy Relic's gonna get even more powerful, which is a shame for units like Barn and Escanor that got there so early. But other than that, I mean, nothing else here looks crazy good. I mean, Marmus is absolutely terrible. The Arthur one and the Mono, like, these 3 here look okay. Like, inflict corrosion damage on the target equal to 20% of max HP for 1 turn if the hero attacks against the enemy results in a critical strike, which, I mean, with the way she's built out, having the Sever card, like the Sever AoE, is basically guaranteed, so that could be really good. Once again, with the amount of like cleanses the Margaret team gives off, could be a bit iffy, but it's whatever. The Escanor one here increases attack by a value equal to 50% of the hero's defense at the start of battle. So I'm guessing that's only for the first turn. Once again, not the best, but I mean, you are typically running both those Escanor. Well, the green one especially with attack defense. The red one does have a bit more leverage with the fact he has like a multi-hit single target. For the Arthur, he applies an effect which decreases all enemies' defense-related stats by 20% for 1 turn at the start of the ally's turn, which is really good, but I just feel like none of the Arthurs are really like... Give that to Excalibur Arthur. The Barn team's infinite. Well, even with Purgatory Barn and, you know, Twigo having their Holy Relics, they're probably already the best team in the game, but give that to the Excalibur Arthur, it's just insane. Just none of these Arthurs really have a whole lot of use, but we are getting the Brunhilde and Ragnarok DN into the ticket summons. I mean, I feel like they are going to do that for all of the, like, you know, Ragnarok characters. Maybe on a later date when we get like secondary versions of them, they won't, but just for like originals, they're definitely going to do that. But other than that, I mean, ending events, basically just everything we have at the moment. And yeah, more bundles. I mean, I definitely felt like we'd get more. Maybe it's just because the patch notes have been so concise as of recent. It feels like we're lacking. Like, I'd love to be able to see the rewards from all of these and whatnot, and like, I don't know, just like more stuff. I don't know really what to show, but I mean, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please hit the like button, subscribe, really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.